Hey there, YouTubers. I'm assuming that you found me here today because you have this book, We Are the Change. And on page 218, you find that there's going to be a tutorial on how to speak to audiences in an effective way. Well, you found your way to my channel. So for those of you who don't know about We Are the Change, I encourage you to check it out. It's a great new tool that I've developed for patients, families, and professionals to talk about how to partner on all different kinds of levels of advocacy. Personal advocacy, system advocacy, community advocacy, and political advocacy. So if you haven't checked out this book, you need to do that now. And for those of you who have the book, follow along with me. We're going to be talking about the different points and what to do and what not to do when addressing an audience in public. Get ready. So getting started, we're going to turn to page 215 and 216 of We Are the Change. And we're going to look at the things that you should do when giving a great presentation. When you watch my next segment, I'm going to do a lot of things wrong. So follow along and see if you can pick out specifically and identify the things that I'm doing incorrectly. We're going to pretend that I'm giving a talk to a group of laymen who I am trying to convince that they should consider signing up to be an organ donor. So follow along and figure out, am I being clear? Am I being sure to ask them for what I need them to do? And how am I at telling my story? Is it engaging? Is it interesting? Or maybe are there a few things that I could improve on?
Hi,
all right,
my name
so
is
get out your book and follow along.
My name is Tiffany, and I'm here today to talk to you about some stuff, I had a lung transplant, which was really, really important and really good, it's really bad that people don't have the opportunity to have lung transplants because there's 200,000 people right now waiting for lung transplants in the country, and so I think we should really
do something about that.
When I had cystic fibrosis lungs, I had really infected stuff, and it was like really, I'd cough and cough and cough, and then like this really thick, sticky green mucus would come out, and then I would have to have an IV treatment, and I had IV Zosyn, and I had IV meropenem, and I had IV Cipro, which I'm allergic to, and I had IV ceftazidime and tobramycin, and I had lots of IVs in the hospital and at home and stuff, I'm a cystic, so that's normal, and I don't think that this nurse came in and she didn't do my blood draw right, and then it was like the blood just kind of went everywhere, and I was like soaked in blood, and it was really bad, and then I got a lung transplant, and that was really good. So yeah, okay, thanks.
Wasn't so good, was it? Alright, so if we're looking at page 215 and 216 of We Are the Change, what are the things that you saw that I did the opposite of what I should have done? Well, we obviously noted that I looked at my notes a lot. I was visibly nervous. I used the word and like a lot. I also used incorrect statistics. And my story was a little gross. I used very boring medical details that nobody really needed to know, and I told you a little bit too much about the symptoms that come with CF. So I probably put my audience at a distance. So looking at all of these things, do you think that I walked away from that presentation with my audience, number one, enjoying what I did, and number two, understanding why I was there and what I was asking from them? I don't think so. So let's try this again. and see if we can flip all of those things and make this next presentation interesting, entertaining, and hopefully really clear about what we're asking the people in the audience.
Hi, my name is Tiffany, and I was born with the gift of cystic fibrosis. I know this might sound a little bit strange to some people, but as young as a child of 5 or 6 years old, I had a sense that this disease was not a mistake, not a curse, not something that I should feel bad about, but in fact something that had been given to me on purpose. Something that I was meant to learn from. By the time I was 21, to grow from. I was actually end-stage lung disease. And it was at that point that the doctors decided to put me on a list for a double lung transplant. And there have been points in my life where I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. I had to say goodbye to some of the dreams that I had for myself. Simple things like the house that I would never buy, the career that I would never have, that man that I would never meet and marry, and that sweet dog that I would never pick out from the pound and adopt. The things that we all hope and believe that we'll have for ourselves one day were not going to come true for me anymore. And I had to say goodbye to those things. But when I woke up from my transplants, the world once again had opened up to me. And here I am at 37, one of the lucky ones to have a career, to have an amazing family, a wonderful boyfriend, and the most beautiful dog that you've ever seen. Because I hate to tell you, but there are over 100,000 people in this country who are waiting for transplants, just like I did. And 18 of those people are going to die today, waiting for organs that don't come. We have a shortage of organs in this country, and you can make a difference. Do you know how? You can make a difference, number one, by educating yourself and learning about the power of donation. And then you can talk to your family and your friends, and you can tell them about all the things you know and about how important it is to consider being a donor, organ, eye, and tissue donor. And then you can document your wishes. You can go online and you can register in your state. You can put a heart on your driver's license. You can document it in your advanced care planning documentation. And most importantly, you can make sure that your family and friends know that this is important to you. And if you ever have the opportunity to be a donor, that you would like to be a donor. It's really that simple. So I hope that you will consider joining me today and making that statistic no longer accurate. 18 people do not have to die every day. If you care, and if you help the people in your life understand why they should care, we can make a difference, you and I. We are the change.
What did you think?
So I hope...
Was that one just a little bit better? I hope so. Because I'm hoping that even though I wasn't in the middle of a real presentation and I didn't have my PowerPoints and all of my normal visual aids, that even still, in a quiet room with just a wall behind me, I'm hoping that you can see the difference between an effective presentation where you're engaging the audience, you're using statistics that are actually valid, and you're asking your audience to participate with you and partner with you for this very specific goal. I'm hoping that you can see the difference between presentation 1 and presentation 2. So now it's your turn. Take some of the tools that I've put down here in this book, We Are the Change, and then think about what tools would you add. I haven't covered all the bases. There are plenty of other things that you're going to be able to think of to make your presentation really meaningful and moving and really effective. So get started, start writing down your story, start making sure that you think about those key points and what you want to get across, and create the best, most dynamic presentation you can so that we can be the change. Thanks a lot.